Hey, Mark, how you doing, man?
Great to see you, Dennis. Great to see you.
We're in Florida. It's a little brisk today. You're not dressed for it, but I am.
Well, hey, take the cool weather when you can get it here in Florida.
I guess that's true. Well, we got a couple really cool Gullwings today. The Bricklin SV1 and, of course, the DeLorean DMC. You've got such wild cars here, and I just thought this would be an interesting matchup. So let's start here with the Bricklin. This is a 74, right?
Yeah, 1974 Bricklin. Malcolm Bricklin, creative automotive entrepreneur, came up with the idea of building his SV1, Safety Vehicle 1. He ended up coming out with the Bricklin in 1974. This was actually designed and sold in the United States, but the car was actually built in Canada.
Right, New Brunswick, right? I believe,
New Brunswick. So the actual assembly plant was in St. John's, and the acrylic fiberglass panels were actually produced in Minto, New Brunswick, which was about 100 miles away. And so the uniqueness of this vehicle, not only does it have the 10-mile-per-hour impact bumper integrated within the design itself, but it has the acrylic fiberglass composite body.
Yeah, and that was really innovative. So this car is not painted.
This car is not painted.
Not painted. This is like a boat.
Correct. You know, as they call it officially, safety red.
Although it looks orange.
But it looks orange. It definitely looks like, you know, construction orange.
It does.
But it's actually a pigment all the way through the material.
So it's a gel coat, basically, right?
Correct.
Gel coat. They put that down first, then they lay the fiberglass over that and pop it out of the mold.
Correct. And in Minto, they had tremendous production problems. If you read, 2/3 of everything they produced was scrap.
Oh, no, really?
Okay. Well, you have to consider. New Brunswick was not the center of automotive technology in the world.
True.
And a lot of people there were either fishermen or lumbermen or whatever their trade was, but it was not doing fiberglass work. And so that being said, they had lots of problems in Minto. And then even once they had good panels, when they would ship them 100 miles only down to St. John's, they had about another 25% damaged in shipping. Oh,
man. Wow.
So a lot of vehicles, if you look through, when we had a big Bricklin show here, will have cracking, stress cracks, etc. And the uniqueness of this vehicle is all the panels are perfect, which is extremely rare.
It is really the best looking Bricklin I've ever seen. These are very unique cars. I've always dug these. Of course, the Gullwing doors are cool. But, you know, this whole concept of, I mean, it's a sports car. The thing looks like it's, you know, designed to compete with the Vet, actually. But it was all about safety. But the whole interior is unique too. It actually looks a little 80s to me. It's a little bit ahead of its time almost for being a 74.
Yeah, and the styling, because of the Gullwings, it's immediately noticed. You know, today you see, you know, more and more cars that have Gullwings, like especially exotic vehicles. But in 1974, unless you go back to the 50s with the Mercedes,
right.
Nobody had a Gullwing.
No.
Nobody had a Gullwing. And so, very unique. The original Gullwing doors, and this car actually was a AACA Junior and Senior National Show car before we acquired it, and then we did a complete disassembly and re-restoration of the vehicle. But it had the original hydraulic door system.
Yeah, that was kind of a mess.
And that was a mess because A, it was extremely slow, and B, if you had any type of leakage, it would ruin the interior.
Yeah, just everywhere.
Okay. And so when Bricklin came out, they noticed as soon as the cars started hitting dealerships, there was all types of issues with the hydraulic doors. And so very quickly, Malcolm Bricklin got a hold of various engineering people and solved the problem. They basically converted it over to an air door system. And this vehicle we've converted over to an air door system because it's so much quicker, it's easier, and less chance of having a hydraulic line break.
Air doesn't make a mess. Like
Air doesn't make a mess. Air is as clean as you can get.
Just about as clean as you can get. I think early on there was an issue. You could actually get stuck in this car if the battery went dead or something like that.
Well, but you do have manual windows, so you can always crank the windows down.
If you're small enough to get through that.
If you can get through that, you know what I mean. The more common problem is that people would pack these in a parking lot, and people would pull in next to you really tight. And the problem with these doors is they need a certain amount of swing room. And so they did get a lot of initial complaints by people packing them, and then all of a sudden people would pack next to you and you wouldn't have enough clearance to open the Gullwing door
To either
fully.
get in or get out.
To get in or get out.
So you go out to the hatch.
And well, people did. Sometimes they'd actually break the window to get out of the vehicle. So, you know, hey, people are creative. You get stuck, they're going to find a way out.
So another thing about this car, Mark, that I notice is just how shiny it is. Because they aren't usually as shiny, especially now. Because they're not painted. It's this
Correct.
gel coat, and it does kind of weather, does kind of dull. But this thing looks magnificent. You guys clear coated this.
Yeah, so what we actually did is we took off one test panel. And we says, well, we're going to take a panel piece where it's not that visible, and let's see if we can actually clear that, and then polish the clear. And so when that test panel piece turned out great, we then disassembled the entire body.
Really? You took it apart?
Took the entire body apart, and then cleared each individual piece.
Shot it in pieces.
In pieces.
Wow.
And then we polished it in pieces, and then we put it back together.
Well, I have never
And then
seen a
we did
Bricklin with this finish. I mean, it's reflective. It just looks great.
These were made to compete with Corvette. And so with a 360 power plant, you have to remember 1974 was the last year of the 454 big block, rated at about 230 horsepower. The AMC power plant was a 360, but 220 horse. And so these vehicles actually ran head to head with the Corvette. And their goal was to compete against the Corvette. And Malcolm Bricklin, I got to say, he's a fabulous marketeer. First year production numbers were forecast to be 12,000 vehicles.
Yeah.
Second year, 30,000. Third year, 50,000. And fourth year, 100,000 vehicles.
And what were those numbers, Mark?
Well,
what were the real numbers?
That was great to get financing from the government of Canada and the province of New Brunswick to give him a factory to start building these vehicles, because he was going to employ, hopefully, tens of thousands of Canadian auto workers. You got to remember 1974, we had the oil embargo. We had a recession. We started stagflation in the United States. And he also had supply problems. We had already talked about the problems with the quality of the acrylic fiberglass panels. AMC had cut them off of engines at 800. So first year, 1974, they only produced 772 vehicles. Now the second year, they produced 2,100. And by the end of the second year, they were having all types of financial issues, and the sales numbers were not coming about as they had projected.
Or even
And
close.
they ended up going into receivership.
Wow.
And so the total number, when the plant was shut down, there was about 180 plus Bricklins in some form of assembly. They ended up saying that, depending who you read, total production for the 3 years was either 2,854 or 2,906.
But still, under 3,000 ever made.
Way under 3,000. And the thing is the last couple vehicles were cobbled together.
Yeah, sure.
So in other words, it's like we have, 180 plus partial vehicles. Hey, we can take part of that with part of this and part of this, and we'll put it all together, and hey, we got another one sold, okay? So inside the Bricklin, and this was actually the beauty of it, 1974, the power plant came from AMC. And it's an AMC 360. It was actually a Jeep engine. Starting in 75 and 76, they switched to the Ford 351 power plant.
Oh, like 351 Windsor probably.
351. And again, in 74, you could get both automatic transmission and 4-speed. In 1975 and 76, only automatic.
Wow.
And with the 4-barrel carburetor, it had a lot of get up and go. And shortly here, we'll be taking it for a ride. You'll be amazed. This really drives great.
Well, it is packed in there too.
It is tight. A lot of components came from AC Delco. Malcolm, Bricklin truly truly sourced parts from multiple manufacturers to put these vehicles together.
It looks like so much fun. What do you say we have some fun with it?
Yeah, oh yeah, you'll really enjoy driving
I
this.
know I
This will
will.
be a great vehicle.
Let's do it.
Okay, sounds great.
I wonder, oh, they are crank windows too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's try it.
Yeah.
What an experience. Here we go. Wow.
Yeah. Got it. Emergency brake.
That actually sounds pretty strong.
Yeah. This car actually runs good.
How touchy is the clutch? I guess we'll find out, eh?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I've never driven one of these, Mark.
Oh,
This
you
is-
never have?
No, this is
Okay.
really pretty nice.
Kind of gives you the feel of a Corvette. You're sitting down real low,
Yeah, yeah.
and you're definitely, you know, I think a Corvette had a little more window view for 1974 because I had a 74 big block. But again, you're, you know, similar type of feel in the vehicle.
Real tight turning radius. I was
Yeah.
surprised at that.
I think it has a tighter turning radius actually than a Corvette.
It was surprising. Wow. A very light touch on the steering.
Yeah. Good power plant with the 360.
Yeah, it was a tough engine actually.
Yeah.
Close ratio shifting
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, this is the only red 4-speed safety orange vehicle they ever made.
Oh really?
Yep, so, or safety red vehicle they ever made. I call it safety orange because boy, it's bright orange.
Boy, it's bright orange.
Official name is safety red, but it's as orange as you can get.
Were they all predominantly automatics?
Most of them were automatics, and they were pretty much at the mercy of what AMC would
Willing
sell
to give
them.
them? From a legal standpoint, it puts AMC on the hook
Right.
for these cars in some respects too, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what Malcolm Bricklin said, that was the main reason why AMC ended up stopped, you know, the supply of engines and transmissions because they were liable. And AMC said, you know, we're not making enough money on this type of exposure, so we'll live up to the initial contract of 800 engine transmission combos, and then that's it. These vehicles were not approved to be sold in Canada.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Made in Canada, but
Made
you can't
in
have
Canada,
one.
but you couldn't sell them in Canada.
It really has got a growl to it too, though. I didn't realize these were that strong.
This actually handles for 360, and people told me the 360 is so much better than the 351 Windsor.
Huh.
I think it drives as good or better than a 74 Corvette.
It is surprising. I'm really I'm really impressed. No body roll or anything like that. It is really, and you are really down low. The thing
Yeah.
is almost like it's channeled or something. You're really dropped,
Yeah.
feels like below the frame or
Yeah.
something. You sit real close to the ground.
And the handling, I'm amazed how, you know, for 1974, this vehicle's now over 50 years old. It handles almost as good as a modern sports car.
And again, just really light touch on the steering. It has some get up too.
Good acceleration. Considering it's a acrylic fiberglass body, it doesn't have as much like squeaking as a Corvette does and rattles. You know, there's a little bit of rattle, very little, but not as much as you get typically in a Corvette.
Yeah, you're right. There isn't any of that stuff going on.
Yeah, because the Corvette's usually, like I say, it's always kind of alive on you. Especially, no, really, it always has kind of like some creaks and tweaks, and there's always extra noise. This actually inside is very quiet.
Yeah, except for the roar of the engine, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
There we go. We're finally off past idle cam. Hi there. Cruising into Bricklin with an AMC engine. Can you actually drive with the doors open on this thing if you go slow?
Yeah, if you go slow.
That's crazy.
Back to the future.
I don't think this is safety approved.
No, I don't think this would pass today's OSHA requirements. Are you going to close it?
Sure. Close on the run. Okay. Watch your head.
Yeah, didn't get out quick enough.